Hello and welcome to the first tutorial. Today we're going to show you how to, create a Premiere Pro project, how to cut two scenes together, basically just the, basics of opening a Premiere project in Premiere Pro. So for the sake of this tutorial, I have two scenes, one showing Robin looking down and working on his laptop, and the other scene being him actually showing his hands typing on his laptop. So we have these two scenes, we want to cut them together, and obviously we're going to use Premiere Pro. Alright, and obviously now to start we're going to create a new project. Don't worry about any of these settings, just leave them the way they are. We have never changed any of this and you should be fine. Now it's going to ask you to set the location as to where you want to save. Now for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just quickly going to create a folder and I'm going to call it Robin Working. There we go. And I'm going to drag these scenes into this. Be sure to be organized because that's just going to save you a whole lot of time. As Dr. Riley has mentioned, save it to your external hard drive and you should be fine, and do not change the directory. So we're going to name the sequence of the project. I'm going to call it Robin Working. And I did the spelling mistake again. Okay, here we go. Now you should be at this menu. It's asking you to, as we create a new sequence in the project, it's asking us which camera we used, and based on our decision, it is going to set the preset to be adjusted to your specific camera or your specific footage in this case. So in our case, we used a digital SLR, and we filmed at 25 frames per second in 1080 pixels. Okay, sequence 1. I'm just going to leave it at that. Call it sequence 1 and bam, we have Premiere Pro open, and this is the basic layout of the program itself. So now there's two ways to import your files, one being to go to File, Import, and then you can simply select the footage that you want to use to edit, or all you need to do, which is a lot simpler, is to just go to your Finder, go to your desktop, have your files, and simply just drag them in. It's as easy as that, and the importing should be faster than ever. It should not at all take as long as it does in iMovie, because what iMovie does is it copies the files, and Premiere Pro simply uses the raw footage where it is and edits it in this program. So it's very important not to change the directory, because if you do so, and I'm going to purposely do so now to show you, it's going to basically mess up Premiere Pro, even though that's not that bad, but it can get a bit fuzzy when you have a lot of files in different locations. So as you saw, I just took them out of the folder. Now I go back to Premiere Pro and it's asking me, where the heck did I leave these files? So I'm going to tell it, here you go Premiere Pro, they're right there. And now you might be surprised, wait, I only told him where one video is, but two of them are there. Reason for this is being that if I tell him one directory of where one video is, he's automatically going to search for all the other videos in that same directory. So now I have both videos. Now obviously they're on my desktop and not in my folders. You should be organized, just have them in your folder and never change it as such. Okay, so before we import any of these scenes, I just want to inform you to change the quality to 1/4 in this case, simply because the laptops aren't the most powerful machines, and if you want smooth editing, 1/4 of the quality will do just fine. So I want to start with Robin's face looking down at this laptop working. And I'm going to use this tool down here to zoom in to allow me to do more precise cutting and editing as such. So I'm going to use this red bar to scroll through just to the point where I want to have it. Okay, Robin's looking down, everything's fine, I want to use this scene. And now I have two options to eliminate this space. I can either use the mouse, go to the edge until this red arrow appears, hold down and pull until it snaps onto the red line, and just let go, and then it's deleted. That's one way. Or if you so choose, you can use the razor tool. And as it says on the razor tool itself, it says you can just use C. So if I just press C on my keyboard, it'll automatically go to the razor tool. This will save you a lot of time because you're going to be doing a lot of editing, a lot of changing, so just pressing C is a lot better than just having to go click, snap, and then click back. It's a matter of personal preference whether you like to use the pulling feature or whether you like to use the cutting feature. Just in case you want to know, if you press C for the cutting tool, all you need to do is press V to get back. So I'm going to take the scene, pull it to the start, and have Robin looking down for, yeah, let's say 2 seconds is fine. And we can see here there's a time indicator showing me where I'm at in my sequence right now. And I'm going to pull this back to eliminate all the other space, but I could have used the razor tool as well. Now I'm going to drag in the second scene. Bap. And see, I'm going to go ahead. Okay, he's starting to type here. So again, I pulled it back, or obviously you can use the razor tool. And yep, right here. And I can use the razor tool, snap, bam, and pull it back. And now you can see that Premiere Pro automatically snaps the footage onto the first one if I just about to touch it here. But a mistake, a very common mistake, is that you over pull it and then it'll delete part of the first scene. So be sure to be careful not to snap it, especially if you are zoomed out and the scenes are really tiny and you try to pull things together. Be sure to always zoom in when you adjust scenes so that you won't accidentally delete anything, because it can be really frustrating to then having to go back and redo everything from ground up. So let's just have a look through the scene. I'm going to press spacebar to look through. Voila! I'm satisfied, I'm happy with this. I'm just going to leave it at such, and now I'm just going to, for the closing of this video, show you how to properly save everything and how to close your project. Apple S will save your project, and I highly recommend activating the autosave function. I'm not sure what the default autosave preference is on the laptops, since I'm on my home computer right now, but if you go to Premiere Pro Preferences, autosave, this preferences screen will be brought up, and be sure to take automatically saving the project. This will be an absolute lifesaver, especially if you work on a project for a long amount of time. You want to make sure that it saves on a continual basis, and you can adjust how many, after how many minutes it saves it. I have this to be 5. Every 5 minutes I want the project to automatically save. Obviously you can adjust that to your personal preference, and the maximum project versions I have to 1. Now this is an interesting feature, as if you change the number of this, it'll actually, whenever it saves, create a new project file so that you have the old one backed, but that'll just end up messing everything about, in the sense that if I work on this for, I don't know, 50 minutes, I'm going to have 10 project files, and that's just going to be messing up everything. And I just like to have it at one version. I don't need multiple versions of the same sequence. I can do backups externally if I want to. Okay, so we press OK, we save the project, and we're done for today. That rhymed. Now I'm going to show you some of the effects and some more detailed editing in the next video. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe if you want to keep up with all the coming videos. I just want to thank Dr. Riley for giving us the opportunity to create these tutorials on behalf of our CAS hours. It's a really great opportunity, and it's a lot of fun as well. So thank you for watching.